In a further blow to Russian LGBTQ community, lawmakers moved to ban gender transitioning procedures. Russia has been worsening rapidly with regards to its treatment of queer people over the past couple of years. It's been in a weird position where being gay and being trans aren't actually illegal. You can't be arrested for it. Like, it's not Saudi Arabia or whatever. But, like, you're banned from the media. You can't produce media that, like, glorifies, i.e., promotes or shows gay or trans people, that kind of thing. And now this is like a medical attack. The true sign of a dying society? Yep. As Russia continues to bleed itself dry in a worthless war that does them absolutely no good, the government has to turn towards restoking fervor with the exact same culture war rhetoric that the right over here does. Senior lawmaker Pyotr Tolstoy, who is among the bill's sponsors, has said it is intended to, quote, protect Russia with its cultural and family values and traditions, and to stop the infiltration of the Western anti-family ideology. Right. There's a pretty big parallel here with, first of all, they mean Jews. There's a pretty big parallel here with the way the right has been talking about the creep of, like, Western progressivism. Have you guys not seen recently, like on social media, that a lot of conservatives are now just openly agreeing with the Taliban and Saudi Arabia and Qatar and all those countries? Like, very openly, with like Chad Wojak's, like, you know, the seething crying Westoid with their pink hair and the gay people versus the Chad dude in a turban. Yeah. Because, like, obviously there's not really like a meaningful difference. Ideologically, they're in a pretty similar ballpark. Yeah, seen specifically with the Taliban. They love that shit. It's just a further, like, reaffirmation that all of the fear mongering and paranoia that the right has done in both America and Europe, um, over, like, Syrian refugees or Muslims, 9/11, whatever, it was never about the religion. It was just brown people. They don't like brown people. They're fine with Islam, like, at least in its ideology, or they can see Islam as like, oh, it's like the Middle Eastern based thing, right? Much the same way that Adolf Hitler considered the Japanese to be like honorary Aryans. Didn't Uganda also say those against the anti-gay law are Western imperialists? Yeah, a lot of this is being led by, like, Russian geopolitical interests broadly. We are going to see a huge increase in far right people in Africa and the Middle East who are like, yeah, dude, we're based anti-imperialism pilled. Well, that's why we're rejecting Western propaganda and executing our gays, which is literally what they're doing in South Africa. Or not South Africa, sorry, in Uganda. South Africa is significantly more progressive than many other countries in Africa. Yeah, Uganda. I think a lot of it is just like the word anti-imperialist has been corrupted severely. Yeah, it has. The word anti-imperialist doesn't mean anything anymore. More often than not, it is used by, like, far-right fascists looking for an excuse to crack down on their population. It has basically nothing to do with actual imperialism anymore. And this is, you know, this is just an additional, I guess, thread on that. Anyway, I'm sure that it's only going to grow more fun to have conversations like this with the left, as more and more idiots on the left are duped by Russian propaganda into believing that the way to promote, like, multipolarity and a repudiation of Western hegemony is by, like, allowing gay people to be executed or whatever. They also want to force conversion therapy on all trans people too. Putin orders research into social behavior of LGBT people, sparking speculation on conversion therapy. This is what dying empires do, man. They love doing this shit, right? Did you see African leaders that visited Kiev lied about Russia bombing? Oh, yeah, I did see that. Many African countries are more aligned with Russia than they are with, like, the West. I mean, South Africa is part of BRICS, right? So there was, like, a delegation that visited Ukraine just the other day. to see Zelensky, and there were bombings on civilian areas from Russia during that time, which led to some of those African leaders literally having to take cover. And afterwards, they lied and said there was no bombing from Russia because a lot of them are like tied to Russia. So they're playing along with it so hard that they will literally be in a bomb shelter waiting for Russian shelling to stop so that they can then go out and go like, nah, it's fine. Russia wouldn't do that. Russia wouldn't attack a civilian population. Yeah, they fired missiles at Kiev right as the delegation arrived. Super cool. Russia rains missiles on Kiev during visit of African peace delegation. The presidents of South Africa, Senegal, Zambia, and the Comoros Islands visited Bucha, a Kiev suburb where bodies of slaughtered civilians, some showing marks of torture, were found lying in the streets last year after Russian troops withdrew from the area. Does this article include them like denying that happened? Or is that elsewhere? It's kind of like what Georgian government is doing. They're promoting socially conservative values and vaguely aligning themselves with Russia under the guise of resisting Western imperialism. Yeah, it's like, it's just the easiest road to go right now. It's the exact same thing that authoritarian leaders did with, faking economic populism, but then like transitioning into being like far right lunatic, right? This happens all the time. Gaddafi, Mugabe, right? It's all over the world. This is a pattern. But now it's like the best grift to be an authoritarian is to go like, all right, like you lead a military coup or whatever. And it's like, okay, we are actually, this is actually the workers' people's party of resisting Western imperialism. And the best way for us to do that is to resist Western culture. And that means killing our gay people. And we're going to signal this in part of like our broader strategy of trying to like prompt Chinese and Russian economic aid. Yeah. Many such cases. I think somebody even linked me a YouTube channel recently where it's like all Blitler shit. It's like a Nigerian guy who's arguing how gay people are bad. Can't wait the Debate Bro arc where I'm arguing with dudes from Uganda. Yep. It's this guy. Yep. A Nigerian Perspective with Frank Steven. Nigerian destroys ridiculous radical feminist TikToks. Nigerian destroys woke TikToks on colonialism. Oh, here's talking about Dylan Mulvaney, a very important issue to Nigerian people. Oh, here's more Dylan Mulvaney coverage. UK government furious over Uganda's new anti-LGBTQ law. This is the law where they're going to kill them, by the way. Dude, US government. US government fucking furious. They're so mad. We're going to kill all our gay people. Reacts to ridiculous trans activist and AOC TikToks. The Congo has fallen. Yeah. Can the average Nigerian ever even watch YouTube? Yes, the average Nigerian can watch YouTube. Though Nigeria is not exactly doing great economically. About 55% of the population is an active internet user. It looks like? Yeah, thereabouts. 154 million people. You guys know that Nigeria has about the same population as the United States, right? Like, it's a massive country. Oh, sorry, not about, sorry. About 2/3 of it's 213 million. Sorry, I remembered it being larger. Yeah, 213 million is a lot of people. So if that's the case, this wouldn't be 55%. This would be like internet user population's 3/4 of the country then. Okay.